once again, the intro is in the first part. Actually, oh crap, my legs are killing me. I was recording that video for 40 minutes. Yeah, this video is probably gonna be even longer. So, grab your snacks, grab your fruit snacks, grab your popcorn. What else do people eat when they're watching movies? Food, like, grab your nachos. I can't, don't, get your, brownies with hot sauce on it. You know, that's really fire, but it messes up your insides. I know from experience. I might cover Boruto, but I don't know yet. For now, this is the end for now. Finale, I might cover Boruto, but the last and stuff, they're in this. So, let's get started. Ugh. The 3-year time skip would happen, but Naruto wouldn't really leave Konoha since Jiraiya doesn't need to teach him anything, because Naruto already developed the One-Style Rasengan Shuriken, Massive Rasengan, everything, and he really just didn't learn anything from Jiraiya. Even if he did leave, and with Jiraiya, there wouldn't be no difference, and everybody would be much weaker. But Naruto would be tasked to train the. He would be a little bit stronger than Prime Hiruzen, but Naruto wouldn't be he'll be like stronger than Hiruzen and Prime Hiruzen, so he'll be pretty strong. He would still be researching about what happened to Madara and what's going on, but he would eventually lead the village on a mission without anybody else since he's powerful enough. He's one of their S-rank shinobis, which the whole world knows already about Naruto, the boy. One day while Naruto's meditating, for some reason, he senses power, some chakra behind him. Chusekin Orb will appear behind Naruto, and he would wonder what they are, and he would grab one and it'll turn into a rod, and PTSD instantly hits Naruto. He would realize, this is the same thing that killed my mother. He refuses to use it until he realizes he can morph it into different type of weapons. He activates. He would turn it into a scythe, but he doesn't like that. He turned it into a sword. Doesn't like it. Turn it into a rod. Definitely doesn't like it. He turns it into like a giant shuriken. Doesn't like it. Turns it into like a little path thing that he can fly on. Like a little plate that he can fly on. Kind of like what Naruto did for Sasuke and Sakura during the final fight with Kaguya. He would use that to fly around the shinobi world, and he eventually run into the village hidden in the rain, or the Rain Village. He would walk around the Rain Village, and people are looking at him with lit stares, and eventually some guy comes up and punches him in his face. But he just eats the punch and grabs the guy wearing a cloak with clouds on it and throws him into a mountain. 5 more dudes would come down and try to fight him, but Naruto would start dodging them and kicking them in their stomach, grabbing the one with long hair by its ponytail, slamming it into the ground, and then stomping on its back, grabbing it once again and throwing it off the edge, while one with spiky hair, kind of like Naruto's, would run up towards him. But Naruto's about to punch him until he hears a word that Naruto wish he shouldn't have heard, because he's about to get knocked back hundreds of meters. He would hear somebody say "Almighty Push," and he would fly, doing somersaults in the air. But his Chusekin. I'm so immature. He would use Chusekin orbs to knock himself forward and grab his Chusekin orb, which would turn it into a literal rod, which he would hate, but he would know he would have to use it to combat him. And him and him would clash with rods, and eventually Naruto would get a good look at his eyes. He would stare at him in his eyes and look. That guy has a Rinnegan. Naruto would notice, and the guy his mouth starts to move again, about to say "Almighty" before he can. It'll literally be like "Almighty," and as soon as he would get kicked in his head, slamming into the ground, and he would fly. Naruto would jump up and shoves a Rasengan into him, destroying his body, and he would run over towards the others and start beating them up and taking them out easily. He would grab the one that can do Almighty Push, the Diva Path basically, and rip it out of his eye, but then it turns back into a normal eye. He would put it back in, and grab one of his rods and stick it into his arm, and he would not sense anything until he activates his Sharingan, which he will instantly know where to go, and he rips it out and heads towards the Uzumaki. He enters the Uzumaki place and blitzes towards Naruto, but Kodan stops him. But he automatically just stops General and asks him what's he doing. He wants to unite the world through pain, and he says, then he asks him who's his leader, and he says Madara Uchiha. As soon as this happens, his Sharingan activates and asks him once again, where is he? And he would look at him and say, he would he would just look at him and disappear, and then eventually he would appear right by Obito. Hold up 1 minute, guys. As I was saying, guys, he would appear behind Toby, which he would grab the mask and crush it, and he would see Obito. Who are you? He would say, I am Madara Uchiha. He says, no, you're not. I know Madara. He's my good friend. He would look at the boy and say, are you Naruto Uzumaki? Are you the one? We all know. I know you. And he says, so, you're the guy Kakashi always told me about. He instantly just slaps Obito away, knocking him to the ground, about to rip his eye out, but before he can, the other Kisame and Itachi run towards him to fight back. But as soon as that happens, they both get, you know how Madara just kicked those two guys, like those two, that split kick that he did? Yeah, he just did that to them, embarrassing him. He looks at Itachi and says, you look like Sasuke. He knocks Itachi out and grabs Kisame's sword, and knocks Kisame out, and knocks Obito out, and takes them all back to the village. They wake up inside a prison guard, basically, and there's like little robe things like Sasuke was in when he was in jail. They're inside of those, so they can't use their chakra. And Kakashi is talking to Obito, but Obito refuses to talk to him because he's the one that killed Rin. And then until Naruto comes towards Obito. You're mad because your friend that ran into his own attack got mad. You're mad that she died. Don't be a simp. Well, that word doesn't exist in this universe, but still, don't fall for a girl that is dead already. You're just channeling hatred for no reason. He tells, and Obito gets inspired by Naruto and gets taught no jutsu, which Orishiki Otsutsuki would get from being with Naruto. This would be from being Naruto being the reincarnation of him. He would grab some of Naruto's techniques, you know. Naruto would have 3 swords, three out of the 7 swords of the mist, which he wouldn't really care. Why'd that go so well with the music? Naruto, Konoha would be basically, that would be mad. Well, basically like the village that had the seven swordsmen out of the mist village would be mad at Konoha, and they would ask for their swords back. They would say if they want their swords back so fast, they're gonna have to fight. Basically, Naruto leaves after they're all done until the Kage comes, but Naruto basically embarrasses her as well, and just does a simple jump kick and knocks her out, and leaves and heads back to the village. Naruto and Itachi would talk for a little bit and know what happened to Konoha, and he says, Danzo? Oh, that guy? Oh, I killed him 3 years ago. He would look at Naruto in amaze and ask him, is he really the 4th Hokage's son? He tells him, yeah, he just, he just saved him. He looks at the others. He looks at Sasuke and he talks to Itachi. Sasuke will try to kill Itachi at first until Naruto stops him, but he'll talk to Itachi. He tells him the truth about the Uchiha clan. Sasuke would get mad at Konoha, and he would want to destroy Konoha, but Itachi tells him that's not what he wants, and he wants Konoha to be peaceful. He would look, and Sasuke would agree with Itachi, and Itachi would tell him that he's sick and he's dying. he asks if there's a medical nin that can basically that can help him out, and he gets special treatment from Tsunade, and eventually he'll be cured. But as he's getting cured, as soon as he gets out of the hospital, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi will come back from a mission to to stop Gaara from getting his Shikaku ripped out, which they would do because Kakashi can just Kamui there. Obito would be forced, will never tell anything about Madara, and he would know his plan truly failed. Black Zetsu would try to manipulate Naruto, but as soon as this happens, Naruto seals Black Zetsu away into like a little cat. So Black Zetsu is literally a black cat running around. Naruto can just kill Black Zetsu easily, killing Black Zetsu and the cat, but Naruto doesn't want to do that because he's not a heartless monster. Naruto will finally unlock his old dojutsu that he had, which is basically his father Ishiki Otsutsuki's.
One thing I noticed these boxes are different. They don't get they just have the ordinary.
Naruto would go towards Itachi and ask him if he's ready for the implant. As this is happening, Naruto starts implanting his eyes with Sasuke's, and he will switch Itachi's and Sasuke's eyes around. But when he does this, for some reason, he absorbs some of the power of their eyes, and his eyes would become He basically unlocked Amaterasu he unlocked Sasuke's Amaterasu, which can control it, and he can also emit it. He unlocked Flame Control, normal Amaterasu, and he can manipulate Amaterasu, emit Amaterasu from his eyeballs. He can also do advanced Genjutsu, which is basically the same Genjutsu that Itachi has. And then he can also basically he can also do he can do all those. And Itachi gives Naruto the crow before this moment too. And he gets the crow too. That was a coincidence. It's a crow. By the way, he gets the crow, and he gets Shisui's powers as well from touching the crow's eye, which he would then plant it into a crow as well. And basically, you just be around the crow. It absorbs into the crow chakra, and you'll have a total Amanti Kami. And you already have the other. No, he doesn't even need the crow really because he killed Danzo. He has the other Sharingan, but he keeps it sealed somewhere. So he would have two of Shisui's pairs of eyes now, and he'll basically have four Mangekyo Sharingan. Hold up. He fights Kakashi, so he can absorb some of Kakashi's chakra if he really wanted to. That means he has the Kamui, a total Amanti Kami, basically Shisui's Genjutsu, Itachi's Genjutsu, can't remember what it's called, Amaterasu, Flame Control. He has basically five. That's basically five Mangekyo Sharingan abilities. Obito would eventually escape somehow from the clutches. And the others, basically the other people would be looking for him. Naruto would know where he's at, but he doesn't know exactly. He could teleport. He could, one day while Naruto's just training, he would develop his Susanoo until he becomes a perfect Susanoo. Itachi would also train with the Susanoo, actually fully mastering it and not unlocking the perfect Susanoo, but he's on the cusp of making. Sasuke just basically unlocked the he'll basically just unlock the Susanoo base form. He'll unlock the skeletal one and then the base one. Well, then the next arc will probably be the that's the Taka arc where they try to kill Itachi, but that's not right now. So next has to be not the Rain Village because the Six Paths of Pain are dead. So it has to be what's it call it? Oh my god, I'm stuck. What's that one happened? What happened to Asuma Sensei? What was that arc called? Where it's not the one where Asuma dies. Oh yeah, that is the one where Asuma dies and Shikamaru gets sad. Well, as I was saying, As I was saying, Asamo still die, blah 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 blah. Hidan and stuff will come. Naruto would instantly appear towards Kakuzu and hits him with a Rasengan Shuriken, a massive one at that, and instantly kills him.
The game is roughly around 6 hours long. This is going to be a two-part series. So sit back.
Naruto also kills. No, he doesn't really kill Hidan. He just takes his weapon and develops Hidan's Kick Genkai where he can't die, but Naruto can't. Well, once he activated, he can't deactivate it, so he just never activates it until he really needs to. Naruto and Shikamaru and Naruto become closer from this experience, and eventually, just nothing would happen after that. Just peace. This is around the time where Jiraiya would die, but Jiraiya, instead of dying, he would take Naruto to Mount Miyaboku and learn Sage Mode. Yes, Naruto would learn Sage Mode, and Jiraiya would master Sage Mode as well. And yeah, that's basically all we have to do for the path. So, Obito would take Nagato's eyes, actually kill Nagato on this timeline since he doesn't really die. He would kill Nagato and take the eyes and kill Konan as well. And he would start his plan. All the Biju would be taken besides the ones that really matter. Which Jiraiya would give Naruto the key, and Naruto unlocks the cage for Kurama. And accessing Kurama 6... Actually, he will get KCM 2 and KCM 1. So he'll be as strong as his War Arc self right now. So... yeah, and eventually Madara is revived. The 5 Kage are revived this time. Since if Orochimaru can get the... well, Orochimaru will be weak right now. So Kabuto and Orochimaru would basically... they would reanimate the other guys, and they'll reanimate the 5 Kage, which would be Hiruzen. No, Hiruzen's dead. Hiruzen, Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato. Yeah, Minato, that's all. Right? Yeah. They would all be reanimated, plus the people that are reanimated in the war. The war would still happen. And, yeah, all of it would happen. The war would happen, but it's a little earlier. The war would happen similar to canon. Naruto wouldn't summon Shadow Clones everywhere, but Naruto would just blitz everybody. Naruto would realize his powers, and he would eventually run straight towards Madara. But Madara just spin kick and kicks him to the ground. And Naruto catches himself. Him and Madara start clashing for a little bit until Madara realizes who this guy is. Seeing his eye and his basically Barakugan and the Sharingan fused, both the Truseeking orbs and the weird type of clothes he wears, he asks him if this is his master. And Hashirama is with Madara too, and they both wonder that. Naruto says yes, and that they're both about to get put into the ground for what they did. What they did is wrong, and they know this. Yes, he would know this, and basically, he would break them out of the thing, and he asked them if they want to be reanimated, well, brought back to life, since they want to catch up. Once they just sit down and talk, and they resist Orochimaru and Kabuto's grasp, and they're just vibing. They're just vibing and talking to each other, so... they were all talking until basically Madara says he still has to win though, and blows them both back, and summons the Geromazo, forcing Obito to reanimate him, and basically just becomes a Ten-Tails Jinchuriki. Kaguya doesn't get revived. Madara there is no Ten-Tails actually. No, there's still a Ten-Tails because that means Naruto would get his tail piece ripped straight out of him, and he would die. And he get visited by Hagoromo. And him and Hagoromo will talk for a little bit, and he'll get some of the chakra. And he asks him for both half of the chakra, so he can give Sasuke the chakra without him getting forced to die. And he says, okay, and gives him both halves of the chakra. So Naruto wakes up with a Sharingan, and basically the Rinnegan, Barakugan in his other eye, and runs towards Sasuke. And Sasuke would ask what he's doing, and he would grab his wrist and transfer the other half of Hagoromo's power, and Sasuke would get the Rinnegan. Which Naruto would still have the Rinne. He would have 6-path Sage Mode, Six-path stage mode, Sharingan, the Barakugan, both of those mixed, and turn those to the Boru Sharingan. He would still be able to use all the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities because you'll have Tomo. He would have his father's, which he can shrink stuff at molecular levels and put them in people. Basically, what his father does in Boruto, which he did in Naruto Sasuke fight. And he would have the True Seeking Orbs with the Kurama, not the Kurama 6-path mode, but once he gets Kurama back and kills Madara, he can get that mode. And now he can revive people from death.
Know that this is the second installment of Titanfall. I wonder how I figured that one out.
Well, as I was saying, everyone, Kaguya would come to Earth sensing the power of the Ten Tails, and she would basically come to Earth and see Naruto standing there. When Naruto and Kaguya see each other, Naruto wonders if she one of the people that sent that guy towards him. But as it happens, the guy kicks Naruto, and Naruto flies away and gets knocked into a rock. Naruto sees the man, and he sees the guy that killed him all those years ago. His power begins to flare, and he'll activate his godly Susanoo, which would be even giant. He will be ginormous. It would be at least the same size as the colossal Titan from Attack on Titan, and it would have 6 arms, and it'll be developed with KCM around it, which will make it orange with like symbols, and he'll mix it with Kurama, so that means he have 4 arms from Kuramas and 2 arms from the Susanoo, and it would have 6 tails. This will become the ultimate Bijou Susanoo transformation. Like how Sasuke has a crossbow, crossbow. How did I say it? Crabo? No. Yeah, Sasuke would have his crossbow like normal. Itachi has his sword and his shield. Madara has his forest shield. Shisui has his little drill thing, even though it's not canon. And since Naruto needs his own Susanoo, I don't know what I should give him. I was originally just gonna give him a scythe type thing, but that's like too common. I see people like scythes a lot. Huh? A sledgehammer? That's pretty cool. A Susanoo with a sledgehammer? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Called the godly cement, like the cementer blade. Basically, it's just like a giant hammer. He can also break it off into 2 like little mini hammers and stuff. He can also summon most of them and throw them at people. And yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was laughing a bit too much. Maybe
The war arc would happen like normal, blah blah blah, the fight. Well, Naruto would fight the guy that killed him all those years ago, and he would actually kill him this time. Kaguya would ask him to come back to the Otsutsuki homeworld. He would tell her no, he'll come back eventually in due time. But for right now, he has a mission to go on to finish Earth. All these years, Naruto would grow up into a man and turn more and more back to his old self. He would eventually grow his horn back, but his skin wouldn't be as pale and white. Well, that's kind of racist. Hold up. He just wouldn't be the same skin tone as the Otsutsuki. He would just grow a horn, though. He would end up marrying Hinata, and he'd just marry Hinata, and he would go, and she would get kidnapped before on their wedding day, which is earlier, and he would teleport instantly to Toneri, one-shotting him, not even letting him live in this timeline, and ripping the eye straight out of him, and giving him back to Hinata's sister. He would wonder one day. He teleports to his father's dead grave and sees his body still intact. But it's weird because his body, though, why is it still intact? His body would disappear, and some man, a weird bald man, would stab him with a rod in the back. He'll look back, and this man would be. I'll put his picture on the camera right now. This man's name is Jigen. He would go up towards him and try to stab him.
I nearly got crushed, my man. Bro, you just stabbed my penis.
He wonders what's going on.
The reason he stabbed my cop.
He he would wonder what was going on, and he would wake up in a base years later. Eventually, the same thing would happen to him. Like Naruto would leave eventually, but he would get recaptured around the time of Boruto. Like when Boruto was a kid, he grew up without a father, and the Hokage would still be Kakashi in this timeline. Yeah, Kakashi's still the Hokage. Naruto and the others. Naruto would be kidnapped, and he would be taken in by Kara, which Kara would completely brainwash him, and he would get up. He would get up, and they would leave. Naruto would be walking around in his new cloak, and look around. He gets up. Naruto gets up and says, now let the shinobi world come to an end. And that'll be the end of today's video. I know. It's different, and Boruto is a confirmed part, but it won't be happening now. Well, see you guys in the next part, which we're going to be back to back. Now I have to make a whole new thumbnail because I decided I'm going to make it.